All right, buckle up. This episode of the Onvisor Podcast is all about breaking through the ceilings that hold us back. Our guest today is Gabriel Basque, the Chief Servant Officer of the Basque Leadership Group and a high-level coach with Leadership Management International, or LMI. Gabriel's story is nothing short of transformation. He went from the messiness of debt and insecurity in his early 20s to discovering a profound sense of purpose at a John Maxwell conference in 2014. Since then, he's dedicated his life to the mission of leading with love, helping executives and entrepreneurs unlock their total leader potential through time-tested LMI techniques and a deep foundation of faith. Today, we're diving into Gabriel's journey from fitness trainer to executive coach, the power of spaced repetition in changing your life's narrative, and why personal leadership is the ultimate driver of financial success. Whether you're looking to grow your business, your bank account, or your own character, Gabriel is here to show you how to put the right glasses on to see your future clearly. So if you're ready, let's get right into this episode with Gabriel Basque. All right. Well, welcome to another episode of the Onvisor Podcast. Today, I have Gabe from BLG Group. Gabe, how are you? How you doing today?
Absolutely amazing.
Good. Awesome. You just got back from Mexico. How was that?
It was truly a blessing. Just seeing the kids in the plane. It was quite the experience to see the excitement. Yeah.
Yeah. I bet they were on cloud nine.
Literally.
So for those of you who don't know, Gabe is a growth coach, leadership coach. He's been in the game for a very long time. I've had the pleasure of working with him a little while ago now through the LMI program, and I really enjoyed it. And he's always been somebody who impressed me, his go-getter, his attitude, and his dedication to his craft. So I'm really happy to have you in the studio and looking forward to this conversation, man.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. I mean, my pleasure, dude. I think we're gonna have a good chat. So first and foremost, like, you've been coaching a long time. You've coached a lot of people. So I'm curious. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got started? Tell us a little bit about your background. What got you curious and interested in coaching and self-improvement?
Yeah.
And how did this journey kind of start for you?
Yeah, it was definitely a bit untraditional. At the age of 20, I got laid off as a correctional officer. I was drinking, partying, gambling. Yes. I've left my ex-fiance. I was at the point where I had to make a decision: am I moving back home in Bouctouche or finding a different place that I could afford? Because literally I was drinking my paycheck.
Right.
And what I did back then, which was the thing you would do, I went on Kijiji and I found a room I could rent off Moncton North. Yeah. And so I moved with a random family, and it was at that time I started questioning myself, like, what's the meaning of life? Why am I here? What am I supposed to do? And I started discovering one of my passions, which is people. And it was at that point where things started to shift in the right direction. And that's when I started as a trainer with Good Life Fitness.
Oh yeah, that's where I first met you.
At the age of 21, and true to be told, it took me literally 5 months to get a job because I was very insecure. I was very shy. At that time, the manager was Andre Dag. I know Andre, yeah. A lot of your audience would know. Yeah. And I just pretty much said to him, I already have clients that wants to sign up, and he gave me a shot, even though honestly I wouldn't have hired myself. Yeah. And then
he believed in you.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out.
So it was, and then the rest was history. It took me 4 or 5 weeks to have a full clientele.
Oh, wait, wow.
And then in that first year, I got nominated top trainer in Canada, moved up the corporate ladder very fast, and 15 years after, here we are.
Unreal. And you're still training?
Yeah.
Yeah, you still lifting heavy or what?
Yeah,
what,
it's
what
different.
Does that work out now?
Yeah, I've done the muscle model competition in Montreal.
Okay, yeah.
I did
bodybuilding.
Yeah, I did the powerlifting from And then recently, I'm moving more into endurance training. So from
no way.
So from running to
Cycling,
cycling to
whatever.
swimming, and
Okay.
so that's more of the kind of the focus.
Do we have an Ironman in the works, or
Yeah, definitely. That's the
Goal.
North Star.
That's the North Star, yeah.
I've this year I went from not running to the plan is to do a marathon in May.
Legs?
Oh
No, not in May. Okay, May.
Fredericton. I'm also signed up for that one.
Okay, for legs?
Later this year, and
I'm debating legs. Half or full. I don't know.
Is that even a debate?
I know.
What are you even talking about?
Yeah.
I am not a runner, and I'm doing a marathon in May.
Okay. Mind over matter, isn't it?
Well, it's commitments.
Yeah. Yeah. Training, process, discipline.
Yeah,
I'm
and
with
it's
you.
my coach, which is Martin Latulippe.
Oh, no way. Yeah. Excellent.
So it's like he explains it. It's actually not that hard.
Right.
It's hard, but it's not that hard because
Yeah.
most of your training is in zone 2. So it's
True.
really just a lot of light training.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
from a half to a full, you just gotta just put more hours into it, right?
Yeah. And also, I think a lot of, mindset, like headspace during long periods, long runs.
Yeah,
I think that's a big contributing factor to success.
Yeah. Being in that flow state, right?
Yeah. So let's jump into your transition from training, personal fitness to more like leadership, to kind of having a more, let's call it, like having more of an impact on other areas of people's lives. Like how did that transition come about for you?
It would have been specifically September 16, 2014.
Okay.
That was when John C. Maxwell came to Moncton.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it was a leadership conference, and I still have the legal pads with me with my notes. Like, I don't know what's this. Everyone seems to be friendly. I wrote my purpose, my vision, my legacy. And I was a 24-year-old, very lost, very still insecure. But something shifted. It was at the Wesleyan Church. It was a leadership conference.
Okay.
And it was at that moment that I would say at that time I discovered my purpose, right?
Right.
And then the following day, which was not normal, I woke up at 5 a.m. And I started just having this energy for an impact.
Wow.
And that just kept growing and growing and growing to the point that I was very hungry to grow. So I reached out to a few different organizations that does what I do now in my day job.
Yeah.
And I reached out to LMI. I reached out to John Maxwell Training. I reached out to XYZ. And for me, at that time, I became a client.
Yep.
Through a leadership process, the program that most people start with called the Effective Personal Productivity.
Yeah.
I had clearly defined goals, and I pretty much gave Good Life an ultimatum. So listen, I can become the regional. I can rebuild New Brunswick because that was my career at that time.
Yeah, that's where you were,
working. And I just they were a bit too slow for my liking.
Yep. Fair enough.
I've reshifted my focus and making a career through LMI.
Okay. Was this before or even during the actual course you were taking?
Well, it was during.
Okay.
And so by the time the course was done, I was fully trained, fully onboarded. I was ready to rock and roll, and I was starting my career.
Okay.
Like in that 6 months.
Okay.
Wow. And it was
That's with the EPP, like the EPP
exactly.
one?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
And it was very challenging. In the first year, I would have been 26, 2016.
Yeah.
I was successfully rejected over 800 times in my first 12 months.
Yeah.
So I was meeting a lot of people.
Potential clients, you mean?
Yeah. I was. So I was meeting a lot of people. I was doing the activities, but I didn't really believe in myself. So it was really hard to kind of position people in investing in themselves through LMI when I wasn't even sure if it was the right thing.
And in you know,
and in myself, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, especially executive coaching.
Yeah.
Like at the age of 26.
Yeah. To at the end of the day, your target audience is seasoned leaders. Sometimes like self-made leaders or
yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, I could see how self-confidence and imposter syndrome can easily creep in and affect not only your success but just kind of make it make the start a little bit
Yeah.
more difficult for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so after that, you're at LMI. Then you're off to the races because I'm
Yeah.
assuming the same success, the same things that brought you success at Good Life.
Mm-hmm.
Sales are sales, leadership's leadership,
Mm-hmm.
coaching is coaching to some degree. So
Yeah.
obviously you had the ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, looks like you're working on the formula, right?
Yeah.
And tell me a little bit about LMI. Why LMI? What
Yeah.
resonated with you with LMI?
Yeah.
Obviously, it resonates with a lot of people, but I also, and we probably both know, there's a lot of people still on the fence,
Yeah.
considering leaderships. They've heard of LMI.
Yeah.
They maybe don't know like why it's so effective, why so many people choose it. So maybe dive into why it's such an effective program.
Yeah. Well, it really goes back to the founder.
Yeah.
His name was Paul J. Meyer.
Yes.
And he was a billionaire. He owned hundreds of businesses, and he started LMI Leadership Management International 60 years ago. Now it is the largest, more successful leadership development organization.
60 years.
Yeah, and it's successfully growing in over 90 countries.
Yeah.
So there's 17 different processes that we use in awakening the God-given potential in leaders. But how he got started, he was literally leaving his service Sunday morning. He got inspired, wrote the first ever outline of a program called Dynamics of Goal Setting. So that program alone was sold for over $500 million, and he net profit over $100 million on that first program. And now there's successful like offices across the globe.
Tremendously successful.
Using the LMI product, but that was just kind of a glance of one program. Now there's 17 programs in 35, 40 different languages.
Wow.
So LMI as a whole, even to the LMI world, which is in Texas, gives back $250,000 per month to charity.
Wow.
So it's a ginormous movement. But for me, what really attracted me to LMI was it's really focused on development, not training. Like we don't do leadership training. We don't do consulting, advising.
You focus.
It's very focused on like developing leaders and growing their character.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people don't think it's possible, but it is possible. You can grow character through soft skills developments.
Yeah.
And whatever you learn cannot be unlearned. So if it's from productivity to strategy to motivation, these are all concepts that can be trained through effective developments.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And that's the positioning in the market that I think is a reason why LMI has outperformed all other organizations in that space because of that kind of simplicity in what we do.
Because at the end of the day, I think we both know coaches at this day and age are a dime a dozen. You know, there's lots of coaches, and it's great that people are connecting with accountability, people in their lives, people who they connect with, and I think having someone in your corner matters a lot.
Yeah.
But obviously, the tried, tested, and true methods of LMI go beyond that. It's structured, it's time tested, and what really spoke to me and resonated with me when I jumped into it was the forced repetition. Learning by repetition, and that's probably the first point you banged across with our cohort. And one thing, that I hear a lot of people say they have a challenge with, whether it's memory or learning or changing character, like you say, they're like, I can't, I have a hard time, like, it has a hard time sinking in.
Yeah.
And when I was learning, whether university or other places where I was challenging myself cognitively, repetition was my game. I had to rewrite and write and condensate, and my notes went from chapters to pages to paragraphs to sentences, and that's how repetitions were the game for me. And LMI was exactly that. It was count your reps. And I remember I was doing the 75 hard, so I would go walk, headphones in, and lessons like over and over in the car, in the headphones, read at least once or twice,
Yeah.
every chapter. And there was a lot of it that I already knew. I had read a lot of books by then, and I think there's a lot of people who that's where they sit. They're like, I've done the self-help, I've read the books, I've done the this and the that. But yeah, it was a great reminder, and doing the work, having the exercise, pen to paper, cohort, group setting, definitely goes a long way.
Yeah, because it's not about knowing, it's about doing.
Yeah.
And the repetition reconditions the attitude, which is a habit of thought, and that impacts your behaviors, your results, your success in life.
Yeah.
And it's really about a permeation of your heart.
Okay.
So then your heart gets transformed. And it's really, it's a concept that most people have kind of heard, the idea of transactional leadership versus transformational.
Yeah.
And real transformational leadership, it's growing from the inside out.
Yeah.
And it's really about making that change, that permanent change in someone's being, in someone's identity.
Absolutely.
So then they just become like, I am the Iron Man, or I am the writer, I am this, I am that, right?
It's from I can't to I can. And it's funny, a little side story. I was with my daughter at the dentist the other day, and we're getting the cavity, and the needle comes out, and and I could see her in the chair going from I can't to I can.
Oh, cool.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Good. Oh no, I'm not. And then click, I am.
Yeah.
And then click, I'm not.
Yeah.
And I used that as an example, as a teaching moment to her, saying, hey, this is a prime example of your mind, like, the circumstances did not change.
Wow.
But you went from in here,
Yeah.
from you can't to you can to you can't. So
Wow.
I just presented that switch of like,
Very good.
remember that your mind can really dictate, because the situation hadn't changed at all.
Wow.
It was her perspective of
Interesting.
the situation.
It reminds me of when someone says, do I do a half marathon? Do I do a full marathon? I'm not sure what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Right? Flipping that switch.
I can or I can't, or I should or I shouldn't, or I do or I don't.
So are you going to do the full marathon or what?
I am going to say it on this podcast. Yeah, I'm going to run a full marathon at Legs for Literacy in Moncton, New Brunswick in 2026.
Done. See? That's how you do it.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for the push.
That's
cool.
That's my job.
That's what you do. It's what you do, and you do it well, my friend. So let's go back to LMI and kind of the building of Basque Leadership Group, BLG leadership, and that transition. I know you're still doing the same thing, but you're kind of doing it under a different umbrella brand, which I know of myself. I've done a few times, but it's interesting. It's exciting. You have people around you. You have a team. I'm assuming you have some degree of independence there as well. So talk to us about the, I don't know if I'd call it a rebrand or that kind of a pivot a little bit.
It's almost like a rebirth.
It kind of seems that like it.
There's been lots of changes. But what really, the real change is, so I joined LMI 2016, still very lost, still very insecure, still struggling financially. Like I had a lot of debt, had to do personal bankruptcy, and so a lot in the backstory. But then a lot of messiness. And then all of that mess eventually got transformed into a new sense of mission, which was in 2018. So 2018 was the year I've accepted Christ in my life, and I made him kind of the CEO of my life.
And he's got the wheel.
And then since then, there's been drastic changes. And my understanding of what I do completely got shaken. And the first few years, 2019, 2020, I was really contemplating, am I in the right seat on the bus, like in the bus of life? And I contemplated, should I be a pastor? Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do missionary work? And then what was very evident, my CEO made it very clear. He didn't call me to build a church. He called me to bring the church in the marketplace. So that's when there's been a new sense of call in what I did as a coach.
Purpose.
And I had to kind of make a lot of changes from where I was working, how I was working, and also who was around me.
Yep.
And then eventually, years after, BLG was born.
Okay.
And BLG is really it's a family of businesses that is focusing on growing the kingdom through equipping leaders.
Yes.
And what we see as a vision is a marketplace revival where businesses can really work in collaboration instead of a competition.
Yeah.
And it's very fun. It's very organic. It's very feels right. And it's growing. It's growing because when you have the right people on your team, things do grow.
Yeah.
So it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing to see the transformation in all the different leaders, but also in the new partnerships, from investing in technology or investing in video production, and the idea is we're building this kingdom ecosystem where a lot of businesses can collaborate together with a singular goal in mind, but we're all doing it in a different way.
Yeah.
Someone will be focusing more on rebranding. Someone else runs a technology business. And then there's a team of consultants that do fractional CO or could be a strategic consultant. But the idea here is we all have our own value, our own skill sets.
Yep.
But we're all focusing on main goal, making disciples, growing the kingdom, and just allowing people receive that freedom.
Right.
Yeah.
Excellent. I kind of want to just go back on those terms, kingdom and disciples and stuff. I know that obviously you have found faith, right, in God, and I'm assuming it's a large part of your message. And so you talked about how that became a big piece of this rebirth, if you will. Maybe talk a little bit and maybe clarify anybody listening. How does it, faith and maybe a particular faith comes into play with what you teach, and how the people that join your movement, how much of an overlap is there and why?
Well, for me, my faith is in Jesus. I don't follow religion. I follow him. So when you look at his life, to me, he was the greatest leader that ever exists. Because a lot of people would agree, I think most people actually would agree that just like John Maxwell says, leadership is influence. So when you look at influence, and then you look at who has the greatest following on a planet, with no social media, with no book to buy back your time, it's really it's quite remarkable. Like he has over 2 billion followers on a planet. And
practicers and
these followers are called to live out a witness based on what they believe is true. And the idea is that everyone, including myself, we want to fulfill his teaching, based on what he says a good leadership should be living as. So he lived, to me, the pinnacle of leadership. And I do leadership development. I do leadership development with leaders, but also do leadership development in different areas. Like Thursday night, I was at the Shediac jail teaching leadership. So I like to. So one of the calls that I really feel strongly is equipping men that is in prison. So then when they are there or when they're leaving, they're better equipped in society, from getting a job, keeping a job, having a safe place, having strong relationship, having a sense of community and belief, having hope. So there's a direct overlap, because anyone that wants to truly become the best leader in their life, we can literally just follow what Jesus has taught his neighbors back then. But even today, it's totally relevant and super practical.
It's a it hasn't survived thousands of years, and gained so many followers and been through so many let's admit it, highs and lows, and survive those highs and lows of history, without reason and purpose. And it obviously there's a lot of people who believe. And I guess my main question, one thing I've been itching to ask you for a long time, is like, how have you seen, like you've explained how faith has really elevated your purpose and your mission.
Yeah.
How have you seen people maybe accepting some version of faith? Doesn't have to be Christian or whatever, but accepting some kind of God-like faith of like letting go of control, letting life be life, believing that there's a purpose, believing in the universe. Like, I don't really care if you believe in like you base your life on like the Avatar teachings or Christian faith or whatever. Or, but how have you seen faith of any significant kind transform somebody?
Yeah. Well, I'd love to take like maybe 30 seconds to define a fate. We all have fate.
Yep.
I would argue that the most fate I have ever had was in this season of being an atheist in my early 20s.
Right.
It takes a lot of fate to believe that all of this world was a coincidence, or having more fate in a big bang versus a big God, right?
Yeah.
So it takes more fate to believe in that. Some people, like for me, for years, I had faith in my own abilities.
Yes.
Everything was surrounded around me, right? That could also be applied to business, finance. Their sense of security, their center is success is around those ideas. So for me, it's been quite the transformational journey of seeing things from a new lens. And I think we all have faith at different level. And I think what's really key is to keep asking questions, and the door keeps opening up. And then we gain a new understanding of what is faith for me in my own life, and kind of to walk it through in the right direction.
Yeah, I think it's, I like how you put it, because it's like you're kind of saying it's more important to have some faith in something external, not internal. I think I think your compass goes haywire if you're the North Star of your faith, of your world. And if you have something external be your North Star, whether it's, it doesn't matter where you anchor your faith. But having it somewhere else, whether it's your family, your kids, your work, it doesn't really matter. Helping others, a purpose, religion, etc. Giving somebody else control and having that pull, and accepting not only the role that you have and the responsibilities and all that stuff, but also the ride. There's no why that I have to go through all of this. I'm just going through all of this. There's no real why that person has millions and you are in debt. There's just, sometimes it's just what it is, and it's kind of about what you do next. And having faith in, having faith in the world being messed up is not super healthy.
Something you might have heard, which I always love to kind of reflect on it. Like, it's if you look at the world, you'll be anxious. If you look inside, you'll be depressed. If you look at Christ, you'll be at rest. And that's my own bubble of belief. And I gain a lot of security, a lot of safety, a lot of certainty in following exactly what he says. But also what he says is also what I choose to believe into. But the reality is, what Christ says is, we have a Father that loves us, that accepts us. His love never changes. It's not something that can be earned, because it's through grace, not good works. Versus I literally live a life chasing validation, chasing success, chasing just the next hit. But then I realized that I was seeking for something that I just cannot earn.
And that's like arguably not like real.
It's
Yeah, like you said, I forget who I was talking to about I was talking to my daughter, and she was having some questions about life and purpose and stuff, and
Yeah.
I kind of said it's difficult when you believe that your purpose has to come from within.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
have to, like, your why, or
Yeah.
your what makes me
Yeah.
special, like your spark, your
Yeah.
raison d'être.
Yeah.
If it's
Purpose.
internal,
Yeah.
it's a slippery slope, and it's a
Yeah.
vicious cycle and it'll always feel empty
Exactly. Yeah.
because it's like our selfishness is like a bottomless bottomless pit.
Yeah.
Versus if it's for somebody else, because you have a family that loves you,
Yeah.
because people care, because you can have an impact, because
Yeah.
you can go and be a productive member of society and help people. That will
Yeah.
get you up in the morning. That will bring you a
Mm.
sense of calm and peace and relief, because
Yeah.
that question and those empty thoughts that keep
Yeah.
spinning in emptiness.
Dead air.
You're spinning
Yeah.
your wheels,
Chasing the wind.
chasing. Yeah, and you're chasing the wind, as opposed to, okay,
Yeah.
it's not about me, it's about something else, and
Yeah.
then I can realign my actions, my beliefs, my purpose towards that, and that can change. Your purpose can change.
Yeah.
But I think the idea and the notion that
Mm.
this, like, realize internal versus externally motivated
Yeah.
beliefs and motives.
Absolutely. Because you didn't create it yourself, so you can't really tell yourself why you were created in the first place. Right?
Yeah.
And the most effective way to know why you were created in the first place
Mm-hmm.
is it's like the same way you would learn, like, anything. Like, if you have, like, I don't know, something you purchase,
Yeah.
and you're like, what is this for? Or how do I use it?
Yeah.
While you can ask the creator of that thing,
Yeah.
hey, what is this for?
Yeah.
And then the owner of that thing can tell you exactly, well, this is what it's for.
This is how I used it.
And if you don't know how to use it, well, then obviously the creator give us a owner's manual.
Yep.
And if through the owner's manual, you get to know, like, how to actually effectively use it.
Right.
And for me, that is scripture. That's
Yep.
like all 66 books, and it kind of gives you kind of the owner's manual of life
Yeah.
on how to effectively live
Yeah.
in a way that is in union and not competition, but in more collaboration.
Yeah, I'm really glad we had this conversation, because I am definitely more on the atheist side.
Yeah.
I've been for a long time, but again, as I get older and I expand my knowledge and my horizon, and see how faith plays a role in many people's lives, and particularly in moments of crisis,
Yeah.
or of impending, like impending doom or demise, if
Yeah.
you will,
Yeah.
which I would categorize as a time of crisis. I always thought it was something people always thought it was something people anchored on in a moment of weakness.
Oh, yeah.
I'm heading this direction.
Yeah.
I'm not well. I'm not in a good place.
Yeah.
I need this anchor. And
Yeah.
and I'm just realizing this now,
Yeah.
that, I kind of associated more with weakness than
Strength.
strength, and a pillar
Mm-hmm.
that you can rely on.
Yeah.
Just like you can rely on a solid partner.
Yeah.
Or, solid team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like, think like based on scripture, like,
Yeah.
God is a provider, he's a protector, he's a priest, he's faithful, never leaves, never forsake. He literally takes care of everything. And there's no, so when you get rid of all that pressure,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're actually, you're still on the same bus, but you're in a different seat,
Yeah.
then it just makes the life a lot easier.
Right.
But it takes so much humility to have that level of submission
Mm-hmm.
and accepting that there's a Father that loves us unconditionally.
Yeah.
No matter what we do or we can't do or we try to do or we kind of did a different way or not at all. But when we receive that revelation of how much we're loved, it's just like Jesus said, perfect love casts out all fear.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why people are shackled is because they're shackled with fear, which then manifests in fear, anxiety, depression, confusion, anger.
Yeah.
And all of this is resolved by just accepting that, no, I'm loved, I'm accepted, I'm worthy.
Yeah.
And we all have a different background. Some of us didn't have the best upbringing. Some of us were bullied in high school. So that all comes to play, because then again, it goes back to the attitude and the repetition.
Yeah.
We get conditioned to believe that this is reality.
Mm-hmm.
But we are not. We are not who we think we are.
Yeah.
We're just not. But often we think that this is who we are.
Yeah.
It's not our true identity. Yeah. Which is really what people are seeking, is like,
I think so.
Who am I?
Who am I? Why am I here? All that
Yeah.
stuff. And like, and we'll wrap up the faith thing here in just a second. But I kind of also, like, as I became a little bit more educated, aware of history, world facts, the fact that there are other religions, other very worthy religions.
Yeah.
And also there's just the history of humankind and how religion really got mixed in stuff I don't think it should have been in.
No.
And, you know, too many messed up things happen.
Yeah.
And it's too easy to paint religion as the reason these things happen.
Yeah.
I've come to mature and realize that these things happen because of human nature and human emotions, greed, fear, all that stuff. I still think religion was used and leveraged too much in too many cases, which led to the things we may or may not have read about. But
crazy.
You know, we know about the dark side of it, but obviously there's some really good, which I'm glad we explored today. So there's one that kind of pushed me back from it, because I was like, whoa, like, religion led to these things. This really happened.
Yeah.
And so that kind of pushed me back, and also the fact that it was kind of forced on me.
Yeah.
Here in, like, particularly, like, in Canada,
Most
and
people.
like, and now we're here. Yeah, and most people, and like particularly even the stuff we've learned more recently that has created a movement here in Canada about how it was pushed to a whole other level, to a whole other population.
Yeah.
That's wild. And it's too bad that, you know, it gets a bad rap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which again, it's fair. There's evidence to back that up.
Yeah.
But I think it's I don't want to say a raw deal, but it hurts.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I will make this statement, which is unpopular. Religion has created the most division on the planet.
Yeah.
Because religion is man's attempt to reach God. I believe that Jesus is God's attempt to reach man. Religion, people have used religion for, status, fame, money, division, abuse, power. And there's a lot of that happening still today, and it's very sad. It's very sad to say. And even while I was studying at Kingswood University a couple of years ago in one of my courses, when we're talking about the world of religion, and when you look in Canada, especially the Maritimes, the term that he used, Mike McNeil, was we are literally we have a hangover of religion.
Oh yeah, like there's too much. There was excess.
But just all the trauma through the years.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially for me as an Acadian, but it's literally, we really have like a hangover. You wake up the day after, I don't feel like eating. I just want to have a McDonald's or whatever, right?
I want a break.
So a lot of people, especially in this specific area in the world, are seeking what is true. Why am I here? Who am I?
Yeah.
But the last place they want to go is to go to what you think is the religious kind of consuming, controlling environments,
like AKA church or something like
that.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Back to leadership.
Yes.
So what do you think are the key things that a leader should work on? What is kind of the foundation to what makes a good leader? What are some of the key teachings in the LMI? Not from a philosophical point of view, but kind of more from a practical point of view, right?
Okay.
What are some of the things that stand out as a leader, and the
Yeah.
things that you help cultivate, and the
Yeah.
practices you help people, achieve
Yeah.
to their own benefit and success.
Yeah. Well, I'll first make this statement from Paul Meyer. The top 3 characteristics of successful people is positive mental attitude,
Yep.
goal-oriented, and self-motivation.
Mm-hmm.
These are 3 skills that you continuously grow, improve, evolve. But a lot of people have a false narrative of like the goal setting. What is goal setting, right?
Yeah.
A goal setting is more than creating a SMART goal. It's really about having the level of certainty on like who are you, where are you heading, and how are you going to get there.
Yeah.
Through very detailed plan of action.
Yeah.
Leadership as a whole obviously can be defined a lot of different ways. It depends on the context, depends on the community and what's the goal in mind. But really the foundation of personal leadership, which is your own ability to lead self, is taking personal responsibility.
Yeah.
And through this, we'll say, playground of taking ownership, then you start seeing things from a different perspective.
Yeah.
You start having more of this self-awareness on your blind spots.
Yeah.
And eventually what happens is you grow into purpose.
Yeah.
You grow into passion. You grow into positive expectancy.
Yeah.
You grow into persistence. You grow into plan of action.
Yeah.
And then you kind of grow these roots in your own life, so then your tree of life can actually flourish from all the different skills, from prioritization, communication, selling.
Draw from these things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what really matters is not necessarily the branches, but the roots. From really understanding like who are you, what's your purpose in life, what's your mission, what are your core values.
What are you pulling from?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then it's less about being driven, it's more about being called.
Yeah.
And it's a complete different level of motivation. Once it's almost like you're forcing something, you're being, you're pushing yourself through.
Yeah, you're focused on the leaves.
The next season instead of being literally called, you're being pulled in the direction.
Yeah.
And it's through a process of, to me, surrendering, a process of trusting, a process of just accepting. And then things just suddenly move a lot faster, a lot better.
Yeah, smoother.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it feels better too, because it usually ends up coming from just a better place.
Yeah.
It's not, doesn't feel forced. Like
Yeah.
so many of us feel like we're on the treadmill of life with no railings.
Yeah.
And no hands.
Yeah.
Or like, you're just running, and then somebody throws a bucket of Legos on the damn thing, and you're, you're cursing, and it feels like a grind. But I agree, the more purpose you can bring to what you do, the better you feel, and the less it feels like a grind.
Mm-hmm.
The things don't change. The tasks don't change.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of hours in a day don't change.
Yeah.
But how you go about it definitely changes.
Quick story on illustrating what happens when you receive your purpose. A few years ago, I guess my daughter's 7, Luca's turned 9, Chloe will be turning 8.
Okay.
But the first time we went to the movies to watch a 3D movie with the glasses, it was pretty inspiring, because we sat down, we were watching a commercial, and then the show came on. And then when you watch a 3D movie at the movies, then you need to wear your glasses, right? Yes. So I was looking at the screen, it was pretty cool. And then I look on my shoulder and I see my daughter. She was trying to make sense of what was happening on the screen.
Right.
But the reason why she couldn't see clearly is because her glasses were actually on her forehead.
Right.
So I literally just kind of tapped the glasses. It fell on her nose. She looks at the screen and she was in awe. She's like, wow,
blown away.
This is like so
next level.
Yeah. And that's what happened when you receive purpose in your life.
Yeah.
You have the exact same experience, but then you're like, you just can't make sense of it.
Yeah.
But the second you receive purpose, the second you put the glasses on, you see life from a completely different lens.
Yeah. Yep. I totally agree. I think that's massive. So what, let's bridge the gap between personal growth and financial growth. There's a lot of things, actions, beliefs, mechanisms that I believe lend themselves. Like, there's a reason successful people are successful.
Yeah.
And some people do it like with coaching, without coaching. Some people just are, born with it, or they have the mission, and it all seems to move in one direction. But for most of us, it's there needs to be a shift. There needs to be habits. There needs to be something needs to click. Usually, whether that's a chance encounter or a mentor or a course or a book, or usually there needs to be like a pivotal shift of some kind. But how would you say, from your experience and maybe from what you've heard through your cohorts and community, are the links between personal growth and how that, I don't want to say translates to, but I guess like how does it translate and transition? Do they just go hand in hand, or is it something where you kind of have to adapt?
Yeah. Well, Jim Rohn says, if you work hard on your business, you'll make a living. But if you work hard on yourself, you'll make a fortune.
Yes. Yeah.
And yes, people can become successful on their own terms, alone, but you'll never achieve greatness. It's impossible, because the great in all areas of life do have a coach, do have an advisor, is talking to a counselor, is talking to a psychologist. So they have support. Yeah. It's just like the Ice Bucket Challenge at Harvard, right? Yeah. You need to have that additional push. Actually, Paul Meyer's background is in finance. Yeah. And he used to pretty much say to his clients, like, you want to hire me so that you don't make the wrong mistakes, and I'll pretty much tell you what you need to do with your finance. Yeah. But having that accountability, having the person alongside you to really kind of release some of that decision making is not a should, it's a must.
Like, take the wheel, letting somebody guide you and help you walk you through certain things that are either blocking you, mental blockades, belief blockades, identity blockades. I see it all the time where people are like, I'm not somebody who's good with money. Yeah. I'm not. My parents weren't. I'm not. Yeah. And it's just like, what are you going to do about it? I'm like, well, I'm going to show you the way, but you still have to walk through the door. I'll open the door. Yeah. Door after door after door. Yeah. But you got to walk through it and believe that you can take the step on the other side.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, we all have a relationship with everything in this world. And money is definitely one of those relationships that is lacking from a lot of people. Yeah. And it's through either the love of money or growing in poverty, or et cetera, right?
Yeah, baggage.
And sometimes talking to an advisor, it could literally be just one liner that completely transforms that relationship. Yeah. Years ago, I had a client in his mid-20s. He was already a multimillionaire. He was financially independent by the age of 29. And he just said to me once, like, hey, you do know you can keep some of your money. And in my mind, I'm like, well, yeah. But then I was like, oh, well, what do you mean? But then I realized that, I've been just so afraid, and I had so many negative emotions around money because we grew up in poverty, that I'm just like, well, I have money. It's probably not good. So
not a good thing.
I'm just going to spend it. Yeah. Because I don't want to keep it, because
I'm not the kind of person who keeps it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Or has it.
So having someone on your side to really kind of help you navigate those decisions, it does always pay off.
Yeah. The one thing I teach people very early on, so people who are maybe in the earlier phases of their financial journey, where we're talking about like cash flow and how we manage cash flow. And as I teach or coach or whatever, cash flow is the foundation of everything. Everything. It's where it goes, how much of it goes, and then that dictates how much of it you're going to need ultimately when you stop earning it, right? Yeah. Like it's the foundation of everything. And one foundational shift that I tell people, it's one thing to know where it's going, to have a look. Most people don't even look under the hood. They have their head in the sand. Yeah. Don't pay attention, just like you would experience with people with their time. Yeah. They don't really pay attention to where it goes. It just slips through their fingers. Yeah. Like I say, like a child who's trying to cup water in their hands and it keeps dripping. They don't know where it's coming from because they didn't really put the full work and count all their days. So with money, it's the same. So But there's a shift when you go from informational,
Yeah.
where's my time going, where's my money going, like honest accounting,
Yeah.
reconciliation.
Yeah.
But then it becomes about the intentional.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing to see where it went, what you
Yeah.
did with it, and be honest with that, and face the music, if you will, if you're not going the direction you want to go.
Yeah.
But after that, there's a whole other gear of cash flow management that is aligning my spending
Yeah.
with my values.
Yeah.
And that can apply to all resources we have:
Mhm.
time, energy, attention, money,
Yeah.
all that stuff. And I think it's a huge pivotal shift to say, like, it's one thing to account for how you've been doing, and then it's a whole other shift to go from knowing to being intentional about how you're going to spend your resources.
Absolutely. Well, from reactive to proactive.
Yeah.
And having this, having this plan in place where you can have this level of certainty and confidence that, okay, well, 2.5 years from now, this is what my financial situation is going to look like.
Yeah.
Most people do not have an answer to that.
Yeah.
Because, again, there's still kind of the survival mindset, not being fully honest, which goes back to taking ownership that we talked about, leadership, the self-leadership foundation.
Yeah.
But then,
Yeah. And it's interesting, too, because I think most people, or too many people, shy away from, like I just heard you say, like, too many people shy away from the ultimate goal. What is my money going to serve? What are the goals? To what purpose do I do all this financial planning and setting up and whatever? Like, why do I do all these proactive things for it? If you don't know what the end result is, if you can't see it, and also knowing that it's a multi-step journey, people get afraid. They're like, it's too much.
Yeah.
I know there's people who can help me and paint it all out for me, but it's too scary of a project.
Yeah.
And they focus on the big, like the big project.
Yeah.
And instead of taking it step by step, which is, okay, well, start with a budget and then start with saving some of it, start with clearing your debt, like one foot in front of the other.
Yeah.
Instead of seeing it as 100 steps to financial independence, they see it as, like, instead of being 1, 2, 3 step, like one at a time, they see it as like, oh, it's 100 steps. There's no how.
Too much. Overwhelming.
Overwhelming.
Yeah.
Shut down.
Yeah.
And they just don't bother, right? They don't take action.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same with like leadership, growth, business.
Yeah.
They, instead of seeing it as a sequence of actions that are very doable, very manageable.
Yeah.
And then seeing the compounded returns of that, people see it as, turning my life around is just too overwhelming.
Yeah.
Like, I'm having a hard time getting out of bed.
Yeah.
I'm not motivated. I think it's you get one step at a time. Like how you get out of bed. Like, you don't go from not being able to get out of bed to successful and wealthy in 6 months. You don't.
No.
Like, you don't. Takes time.
Yeah.
All good things take time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it's the human nature will naturally resist change because of fear, indecision, lack of information. So in our own mind, if it's too big of a change all at once, then we're gonna put the brakes on. Yeah. So breaking it down, just the same way you eat an elephant, one spoonful at a time. Yeah. You make it more realistic. You make it more kind of, okay, I just gotta focus on my next step. Yeah. And in the process of making your next step, just like Paul Meyer says, if you're not making the progress you wish to make or are capable making, it is merely because your goals are not clearly defined. And if it's crystal clear, exactly, you see yourself with the $1.2 million net worth or XYZ, then you're gonna make strides in that direction.
I mean, that much more progress.
But if you don't have a vision, if you're not clear, it goes back to goal setting, then you're going to be just spinning your tires and hoping, wishing, and then regretting down the road. But the best thing to do, and it could be very small, it could literally be just one conversation with someone like yourself, like, hey, let's be honest. Yeah. Where are you financially? Yeah. That alone creates the road for a better future financially.
Absolutely. An honest accounting of where you're at now. What's your starting line with any goal? It's like, be honest. Like, Like, I'm going to have to be honest about where I'm at if I
Yeah.
want to run a marathon come November. I'm going to have to, like, come to terms with, okay, I have, like,
Did I
knee
just
issues
see?
and
Did I
whatever.
just heard if?
Yeah. I mean, when. You caught me off guard here. But yeah, okay. I see where you're going. I see where you're going with this. All right. But yeah, I mean, there's this series of things that you think have to go right. And yeah, success takes time, hard work, determination,
Yeah.
and all of that stuff. You threw me way off my game. I lost my train of thought completely here. Okay, let's go to a question I love to ask everybody before we wrap it up. What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
I have to think about that.
Yeah, take your time, man.
Because honestly, I don't want to say it's just a random thing.
Yeah.
Best piece of advice. I don't know. There's so many.
Just one that stands out.
Best piece of advice.
Go to the start.
Okay. So this will be the one.
Yeah.
For my first ever client, I was 21. She started in July 2011. Mel was her name.
Yeah.
She was 263 pounds.
Okay.
Very insecure.
Yep.
She was planning to quit her Good Life membership because she didn't want to have someone else to tell her how fat she was.
Yeah.
And she committed to her first package of personal training.
Yeah. Okay. With you.
With myself.
Yep.
And then we trained for like 3-4 years.
Yeah.
Within the first 12 months, she lost over 100 pounds. Ran a 5K. 6 months after, ran a half marathon. So that was the first client I've ever coached, Mel. And I've asked her, and here's the lesson, which will be the feedback. I've asked her why. Why did you sign up? You clearly couldn't barely afford it.
Yeah.
She said two things. She said, one, I was more afraid of the number on the scale than the number on the PT calculator, which was her payment plan.
Mm.
And she also said, I felt like you believe more in me than I believed in myself.
Mm-hmm.
So since then, that's what I brought to my relationships, was to how can I believe in people more that they can even believe in themselves.
Right.
And the byproduct of that is people living their God-given potential.
Yeah. People need you more than you think. Like, yeah, more people than you think are willing and happy to have you believe in them.
Yeah.
And walk them through what they can walk through. Bring them to their potential, to your point.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I had a good friend of mine that's been through a lot, and he said he never got trouble with the law because there were so many people around him that loved him. And for his motivation is he didn't want to get them, he didn't want to let them down.
Yeah.
So all my work now that I do in prison, that's also my motivation.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to be that person that believes in them.
Yeah.
That the next time they want to do the wrong thing, they can think about, I don't want to let Gabe down.
Yeah. A person like a
there's someone there that cares.
Yeah.
So because of that belief of me in them,
Yep.
it leads to making better decisions.
Yeah. No, leads to a better world.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you very much for your time. I know you take your time very seriously, so I appreciate you coming in here. I think we've had a fantastic conversation, and there's lots of great takeaways. So thank you for your time. And yeah, man, appreciate it.
Right on.
All right. Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
This information is from Onvisor Inc. It is intended for general knowledge only, not professional advice on legal, tax, accounting, investments, or personal finances. All figures or data are believed accurate at the time of publication. Consult a qualified professional for personalized guidance and planning.